Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of State Champs Chat. I'm Stephanie.
I'm Lauren.
And first we're going to start off with what's trending. We're going to talk about some high school football. It's been in the news a lot recently. First, two players from Texas targeted a referee, and now it happened again in Tennessee.
It did. This ref said the player was previously telling him that he was in his way, so the referee thought it was on purpose. The school actually suspended the player indefinitely, but now they're saying that there was no malicious intent behind it.
The Athletic Association did an investigation and is now saying they think the player was just running toward the ball carrier. They don't think there was malicious intent. And funny enough, the player is actually the son of the head coach. So that's a little bit interesting that he's no longer suspended. But this is a huge deal, and the ref is saying, previously he was saying, yo, you're in my way.
Yeah, and if you watch the video, it looks like he hit the guy hard.
Yeah.
He hit him hard.
He hit him hard. So it's interesting that this is now happening again. I don't know if they think it's funny and they're trying to copycat other incidents around the U.S., but this is a really serious issue that shouldn't be repeated again.
And people can get hurt from it, so I think they should definitely do something.
And it's not worth being suspended indefinitely from the team or your school. So that's really a huge thing to remember. We have two athletes of the week this week, guys. Huge news in football. DJ Zazula out of Clarkston, who led his team to 2 state titles, started as quarterback for Wayne State this weekend.
Yeah, he was actually the 4th true freshman quarterback to start at Wayne State. He earned the job after their loss against Michigan Tech. He completed 12 of 18 passes for 130 yards.
Yeah, this is huge for him. I mean, I don't think he was for sure going to start when he was planning on going there as a freshman, and that's a really big deal.
Yeah, it is. Huge deal. True freshman, that's a big deal
Division
at any
II school, that's huge. So congrats to DJ. And our second athlete of the week this week is also a football player out of Detroit, King. This was a huge play. So King and Cass Tech played each other on Saturday. Big game.
It was a big game.
And their kicker on King, the game was tied 28-28, and their kicker, Anwar Mia, who is an immigrant out of Bangladesh, has lived here for 6 years. Yeah, everyone was kind of expecting King to give the ball to Petaway, and then they said, no, we're going to go for the field goal.
And he made it?
He made it, and he's won the game for King.
Yeah, he won the game for King.
So had to be two athletes of the week this week, because that was a really big deal. Huge game, and I think a lot of people weren't expecting that. I mean, there's a lot of talent on both King and Cass Tech that we've talked about this year, and I think people would have...
That's a big game that people look forward to every year, and I think it was cool that this guy, this immigrant, I don't know, it's good for him.
It's a good story. Next, we're going to talk about hot topics, continuing with some high school football players. There is a story released by AT&T. They have a huge no texting and driving campaign, and this guy came out who was paralyzed. He is a high school football player from Tennessee, and he was paralyzed a few years ago from a texting and driving car crash.
He had a football scholarship to Lambuth University before this happened, and it's so
a really heartwarming story, and it's just a great reminder. I think especially this time of year, around homecomings, a lot of things happen with texting and driving, and these are serious, and it's
very serious. I mean, I can speak from my own personal work. I got in an accident by texting and driving, and learned my lesson to never do so since then. So, and I think it's so crazy that these serious consequences can come from something so small.
Yeah, it's a huge deal, and especially with new drivers, it's really important for you guys to remember that, because that would be terrible to affect your football career or any playing career that you guys have ahead of you.
It's permanent injury. Never worth it.
Never worth it. Now it's time for Score or Fumble, and I think this is a pretty obvious score from both Lauren and I, but University of Michigan is now in the top 25 of the AP poll.
They are number 22. Score for me, huge score. I'm so pumped about it. We're great. We crushed BYU 31-0, scoring all 31 points in the first half of the game.
Yeah, and this is the first time they've been in the poll since November of 2013. So this is huge for Michigan. Huge. This is like the biggest win for Harbaugh as of yet, and this was a big deal.
And it definitely proves a lot for Michigan too. People were kind of doubting us after the first loss to Utah.
Yeah.
Or Oregon, Utah.
To Utah was the first loss, and everyone was saying, there was a lot of hype over the summer about Harbaugh. Is this team worth all the hype? And I think this kind of proves that they were.
Yeah.
Michigan
really
State.
Excited. Yeah. Oh, Michigan State.
Well, I was going to say Michigan State, however, moved up to number 2 in the coaches poll. So
Michigan school is coming on strong. I'm excited to see what Michigan has in their
I saw one article
games.
Someone sent me, and people were questioning, is Michigan going to be more impressive than Michigan State?
We'll see when they play on October 17th.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting game for sure. Our clip of the week this week also comes from Michigan football. It had to. There was a bunch of clip of the week worthy plays out of that Michigan game, but this one was huge. Amara, one-handed catch.
It was crazy, and it was also awesome for him because he was just announced as a U.S. citizen last week.
Yep, he was just announced last week, and that was a huge deal. I know Michigan football was posting a lot of photos of that, and we're really excited for him. And so that was huge for him to just have this big moment in one of the biggest games so far.
Great celebration play. Great play. It was awesome.
You can tell we really hate Michigan football.
Awful.
All right, guys, continue to stay tuned on State Champs with us. It's 9 a.m. on Sundays on Fox Sports Detroit, and also State Champs Extra Point at 11:30 a.m. on WXYZ every Sunday. And continue to talk to us on social media, too.
Yeah, we want to hear from you guys. We'll see you next week.